Welcome to another episode, everyone. A blood member fatally disrespects a Norteno there in High Desert State Prison, and he is immediately brutalized by his own faction. This individual was a strong individual. We're going to call him Trippy because he came in tripping. I knew Trippy from the Los Angeles County Jail, in fact, and apparently Trippy thought that High Desert State Prison was still the Los Angeles County Jail, but he was sadly mistaken because, as I've said many times over here on the Inside Story with me, Damian Porter, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. High Desert State Prison is the worst prison that I have ever been to. I did 7 years in High Desert State Prison from 1999 until 2006 on a level 4, 180 yard. And High Desert was indeed the most violent prison, hands down, that I have ever been to. Nortenos are there on the yard in High Desert State Prison. So are the Serenos. So too are the Blacks, the Bloods, the Crips, what have you. Every group, every faction there in High Desert State Prison is strong and structured and organized. Every group is standing on business. If you get out of line with anyone, you will be dealt with swiftly and removed from the yard. This is how it is going in High Desert State Prison, and individuals are getting a rude awakening daily. Trippy comes in and he doesn't trust the relationship between the Blacks and the Nortenos. Just to cut to the chase, the Blacks and the Nortenos there in High Desert are allies at this time. But Trippy, having left the Los Angeles County Jail and been involved in different riots with the Serenos, he doesn't trust the situation. He believes that all of them are the same and that you cannot trust a Norteno no more than you can trust a Sereno. He believes that when it is all said and done, they are going to ride with their own people. They're going to ride together against us. I don't trust it. The Bloods were particularly close with the Nortenos. The Crips were closer with the Serenos. The Bloods closer with the Nortenos. This is how it had always really been everywhere. So it was really out of pocket, out of the norm for a blood member to feel this way about a Norteno. But Trippy really kept his feelings to himself. He did convey his feelings to me. And I did tell him, Trippy, this is not the LA County Jail. You're young. You were in there. You had riots. This is a weapons-only yard. This is a level 4, 180. This is very serious. And it is very serious here on this yard. You cannot do anything. You cannot disrespect anyone for any reason. You will be swiftly dealt with. I don't care who you are. Trust me. Don't just chill. It's not like that here. This is not the county jail. These individuals will take your face off. It is serious. You have to walk a fine line. The Bloods here are serious. They are stomped down. These individuals will take your face off. I've seen it done every day here on this freaking yard. You have to chill. But Trippy is one of the individuals of many that tends to learn the hard way. He did not take heed, digest, absorb the information that I was trying to pass upon him. I was trying to give it to him because I had love for Trippy. Trippy was right there in my building. He said, I'm not bothering anyone. I'm not going to bother them. I'm not going to be chilling with them and conversing with them like the rest of the homies are. Meeting up with them on the yard, chilling with them. No, I'm not doing it. I don't trust them like that. That's cool. Just do your own thing. Just don't have a certain disposition, a certain outlook, and that disposition supersedes your intelligence. Because of your perspective, it causes you to act out upon these individuals. Don't let that happen. That's all I was trying to tell him, but I'm not the only one that tried to tell him this. The Bloods told him more than once, keep your rhetoric down. However you feel, keep it to yourself. We have an alliance with these individuals. We're cool with them. We believe in the alliance. You don't have to. But the higher-ups, the hierarchy explained to Trippy what the politics were right here on the yard as it related to them and the Nortenos. Trippy, again, he's not digesting this. So one day, they're in the day room, High Desert State Prison. Trippy has words with a Norteno. I don't even know what the words were about. It doesn't matter. No one really cared. He has words with the Norteno and basically swings on him. Indeed. Trippy was not a coward. He was a rider. I promise you he was. It was just misplaced. He was just too turned up at times. He couldn't turn it down sometimes. And here on the 4-yard, you cannot disrespect anyone or do anything that's going to be perceived as disrespect, particularly another race. Your own people are going to brutalize you, not out of cowardice, out of duty, because you violated, you flouted the rules and the protocols. That's it. People may say, so you're going to jump on your own people? You're going to stab up your own people? Going to beat up your own people? Forget that dude that he disrespected. But that's just not how it works. Because I've always believed myself, just a side note briefly, as to why these things happen when you disrespect someone in prison, disrespect another car, another faction. It can be a brother. You're a blood and you disrespect a Crip, vice versa. But even more, it's going to be magnified if it's another race. That's just how it is, because everything is so racial. You disrespect them in whatever way, for whatever reason. And they want you off of the yard because of this disrespect. The protocol is simple. They have to go to the shot caller of that individual, explain the situation, and let it be known what it is that they desire. We want him off the yard, or we just want him DP'd, whatever, depending on the infraction. Let's say they want him off the yard. And you don't get him off the yard, because this has happened many times. For various reasons, you don't get him off the yard. You have love for him. You don't believe that he did anything that warrants him getting off the yard. You brutalizing him and getting him, your own homie, your own people off the yard, your own celly, because they want you to. No, we not going to do it. And it kicks off because that's what's going to happen. If you don't get him off the yard, they actually get him off the yard, you say no, it's going up. Just understand that. And 3 blacks are stabbed or killed. This is what I used to tell individuals when I have meetings and all of that in the county jail. A meeting in the module, or even right there on the prison yard. I feel responsible for you individuals. So if you get out of line, because if you get out of line and you're not removed from the yard, and it kicks off because you're not removed, and it's going to kick off, and 3 blacks are killed or stabbed, let's just say, I have to answer to that. I have to answer to this individual's mother, to his brother, to his big homies who want to know, how did this happen on my watch? What happened? Oh man, this dude over here, Trippy, got into the Nortenos and they asked for him to be removed from the yard. Didn't feel like he should be removed, so he said no, and it kicked off. They came and attacked us. We was slipping, got stabbed up, effed over, done, cooked. 3 of them dead, lying dead out there in the yard. What do you think they're going to say? No, you're wrong. Even a civilian is going to say, no, you were supposed to do something to Trippy. You were supposed to make sure that this didn't happen to my son, to my brother, on your watch. Because if you're a leader, you're supposed to take care of business. You're supposed to get Trippy off the yard. Not out of cowardice. He was wrong. You know he was wrong. The rules say that he was wrong. The rules are supposed to dictate how you comport yourself. You didn't follow the rules because you didn't get him off the yard. You didn't follow the rules. And because you didn't follow the rules, my people are lying dead out there in the yard. So when you mess up, your ass got to go. That's just how I see it. I don't care who you are. Apologize for that. Getting back to the story. Trippy essentially swung on a Norteno, like pushed him. The shot caller for the Bloods happened to be there in the day room at the time. Some other Bloods were there as well. Everyone witnessed what transpired. That Trippy was clearly tripping and in the wrong. It really could have and should have went up right then and there. Normally it would, but because they had such an alliance and they all knew how Trippy felt about them, they all knew that it was him it was isolated. They knew that the Bloods were going to take care of this. So they didn't get off on the Bloods right then and there. Had it been someone else, they had knives out there, and this is a weapons-only yard, and these individuals are stabbing people to death. I've bore witness to many of them right there on the yard. They're not taking any prisoners. You disrespect one of them, they're coming out and they're trying to take your face off. The fact that they had the agency to stand down in that moment. Blood shot caller basically, I got this, we gonna take care of this. Don't trip. Trippy like, no, blood. Ooh. They had some little back and forth. He swung. The Bloods made the decision right then and there that Trippy had to go immediately. There was going to be no waiting, no planning it out, no designated hitters. He has to be removed now. Not tomorrow, not at breakfast, not when they open up the yard tomorrow and we're going to send out word, you get them, and you get them. Right now. There was no hesitation. These individuals were in there, stomped down, standing on business. If you flout a rule or a protocol, immediately, as I said, swiftly, you're out of there. You're gone. So, the shot caller for the Blood gathered a few Bloods that were right there in the day room. Got another individual cell hit that was a Blood that was not out in the day room, who had already seen what had taken place, already sent word to him, come out, but get ready to come out right now. Do your stuff. Trippy's out of here now. The Nortenos were sitting right there at the table. They got up and got out of the way. They got up and walked to the side. Everybody knows it's about to happen right now because of the disrespect. Trippy didn't stand a chance. I had tried to tell him myself not to do this sort of stuff. You have to be extremely careful inside of here. This is a lion's den. These individuals are tigers, ruthless and relentless. They're prone to violence and they take absolutely no prisoners. I learned this quickly, but he did not. And so they got the individual's door hit. He came rushing out like a raging bull. Had his burner, the blicky, in hand and rushed up on Trippy, who did not have a knife on him, even though this is a weapons-only yard. And if you're going to be out there making certain outbursts, you need to be prepared at all times. But he was not. But they were, got up on him. And the Bloods really just converged on him right there in the day room. No designated people, all of them. About 6 of them in there. They did Trippy wrong. It was bad, an ugly sight, grisly and gruesome, as they got him on the ground and stomped upon his head area. One individual put his knee in his neck. A police tactic. One was holding one of his arms and the other one was gutting him. Yes. It was a bloody, gruesome sight, but a common one, a prevalent one for individuals who flouted the rules and protocols there in high desert. You're only going to suffer but one fate. Trippy was no different, just thought that he was, until he understood that he was not. No one is bigger than the program. Down there on the ground, bleeding, holes all throughout his body. And they wouldn't stop. The gun tower is yelling, "Get down, stop." This is not a situation. Explained it before. You had situations where individuals are just trying to DP you or get you off the yard and get away with it. Oh, they're going to run up on you, do their stuff, then they're out of the way. Then you had the situations where it's essentially a kill order. Don't stop until he's not moving anymore. Y'all about to go down for this. This is how it has to happen because y'all got to get him. And don't stop when the police come. A kill order. This was one of those because Trippy was on the ground immobile and they still were not stopping. Stabbing him, stomping him, beating him, yelling at him, hitting him on the head with something. One dude stabbing him, the other dude hit him on the head with something. I said, wow, man, this is crazy. They had took it personal because they too had told Trippy to mind his manners on this yard, that this is the most violent yard in the state of California. This is serious. That we're going to have to do something to you if you get out of line. Not out of cowardice, out of duty. Not afraid to go up with anyone. Everyone goes up with each other. No one's afraid. It's not about that. About you following the rules and the protocols, and if you do not, you're going to be dealt with no matter who you are, by your own people, your own faction. Whew. Emotional. Witnessed a lot in there, a lot in high desert. The Nortenos were putting in a lot of work, so were the Serranos. As I said, the whites, they were vicious in high desert. The whites, that's where I began to respect the whites, the white car in high desert. I had a healthy disrespect for them, sort of, coming from the Los Angeles County Jail, where I witnessed them being brutalized on a normal basis. They were not putting up much of a fight, thus not garnering any respect from me. When I got there in High Desert and saw the way that they were standing on business, in fact, you can probably say that they were the most violent group in the High Desert. And that's saying a lot, because the Nortenos, boy, they were crashing their own people when they got out of line right there on the yard, viciously. And the Serranos to every group. But the whites were killing their own people in the cells and all that. You get out of line, they were killing you. You're dead. I'm serious. They were in there committing murders in High Desert. Look it up. Check it out. It was crazy. I witnessed some of them. They got my respect right there in High Desert. I've respected them properly ever since. They earned it. I've seen it with my own two eyes. They were serious, structured, and they would kill you. The Bloods got on Trippy. They all went down for it because they didn't care. They were trying to go down for it. They were not trying to let him get away. They had took it personal. They had taken umbrage to the fact that they had tried to tell him not to let his anger supersede his intelligence or his personal feelings towards this other group, this other faction. And they took it personal that he didn't listen and had really put them all in danger right there in the day room in real time. They didn't know he was about to do this, get into it with them. They might not have been 100% prepared. Best believe the Nortenos were. They out there. Every one of them got a knife. If they'd have jumped up and just started going crazy, people could have got hurt. They got hurt too. But I'm just saying, all over him, all over that situation, getting real individuals knocked down over some nonsense that you're doing, they're not going to let that happen. They're going to get you first. Trust me. And that's what they did, and that's what they always do. That's why I tell you, you have to follow the rules. You have to mind your own business. You have to take care of business in there and don't put yourself in any situation where your own people have to turn on you, because they will. Stay safe and stay free, people.